Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 011, Arithmetic, Section 2.10, Problem 25. This is Section 2.10, Problem 25. We have 3/5 divided by, in parentheses, 4 minus 3/5. So, any type of math problem where you have parentheses, you have to start in the parentheses. So I'm going to do that. So I'll leave the 3/5 out in front for a step, divided by. Now, in the parentheses, to do the subtraction, 4 minus 3/5, I'm going to rewrite that 4 as 20/5. And I'll leave the 3/5 next to it for a minute. So 4 is the same as 20/5. 20 over 5 will reduce back to 4. But in this form, I have a common denominator, so I can subtract the fraction. So how did I get that 20 over 5? You might be able to just see it. But if you can't, remember, I can write that 4 as a fraction as 4 over 1. Any whole number can be turned into a fraction by putting a 1 in the denominator. Now, to make my common denominator a 5, I have to ask myself the denominator of 1 times something turned into a 5. Well, times 5. So I'd have to multiply the numerator times the same value. 4 times 5, that's where the 20 came from. So however you have to think about it, the 4 gets changed to a 20 over 5, and now I can subtract the 3/5. So there's a 3/5 in front, divided by, and when I do the work in parentheses, my common denominator is 5. I combine the numerators. 20 minus 3 is 17. So the problem now, after a step, has become 3/5 divided by 17/5. Now when I divide fractions, I want to flip, or in other words, invert the second fraction and then multiply. So the first fraction, the 3/5, will stay written the way it is. But now this becomes a multiply at times, and now the 5 that was in the denominator comes to the numerator, the 17 that was in the numerator goes down to the denominator. And I can multiply across the top and across the bottom and reduce, but these numbers are starting to get fairly big now. 5 times 17, you might not know what that is off the top of your head, so I can just cancel the 5 in the top, 5 in the bottom. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 5 once again in the bottom. Now I'm multiplying across the top. 3 times 1 is 3, and in the denominator is 1 times 17 is 17. So the final answer is 3 over 17.